Nice flying, kid.
Thanks, Bluegrass.
Think you can get us to Mars?
No sweat.
Like Earth, Mars has an atmosphere. For 5 points, tell me which of these gases make up more of Mars' atmosphere than any other? Oxygen, helium, or carbon dioxide?
Carbon dioxide.
That's right, carbon dioxide. 5 points. Okay, let's go in a little closer now. Even though you don't see any oceans or rivers on Mars, it does have water on it. But Mars is much colder than Earth because it's farther away from the sun. So, for 3 points, in what form will you find water on the planet Mars? I'll give you a choice. Rain, clouds, or ice?
Ice.
Ice, you did it again. That's 3 more points, making today's total 8 points. Great score, kid. Hey, you're really getting to know your way around our solar system. See you next time, kid. Heads up, kid. Pretty big, isn't it?
Yeah.
You're looking at the big daddy of the solar system, the 5th planet out from the sun, and the largest one of all. For 3 points, what's its name? Jupiter, 3 points. Now let's see if you can tell me just how big this baby is. For 6 points, about how many Earths would fit inside Jupiter? About 100, about 500, or about 1,300?
About 1,300.
Bingo! About 1,300. 6 points. Now, Jupiter looks solid from up here, but it's not. The planet is made up mostly of gases and liquids. For 7 points, which of the following is there more of on Jupiter than any other? Hydrogen, oxygen, or nitrogen?
Hydrogen.
Attaboy, hydrogen is right. 16 points. That'd be a mighty big score, even on Jupiter. I want to give you a real good look at Jupiter today, kid. Let's head for the sky. Jupiter's surface is covered with pastel-colored stripes. Now these are clouds, and within them, right here, is a dark, giant oval area. For 5 points, what is it called? Now don't rack your brain for a fancy answer, kid. It's a real simple name.
Great red spot.
Great red spot. Hey, you're great too, kid. 5 points. Now you can pick up another 5 if you get the next one right. The great red spot is probably most like a storm, a continent, or an ocean.
A storm.
Hey, it's flying colors time. A storm. Another right answer and another 5 points. That's 10 points. Give me 10, kid. All right. Today's quiz is about rocket propulsion. Let's take a trip down to the Kennedy Space Center at Cape Canaveral. Now that's what I call a rocket. It's named after one of the biggest planets in our solar system, and it was used to launch all the Apollo flights which landed on the moon. For 6 points, kid, what is the name of this rocket? Saturn V to be precise. 6 points, kid. Now, for 8 points, kid, how many stories high would the Saturn V be if it was a building? 36 stories or 48 stories?
48.
48 stories? Not that tall. 36 stories is the correct answer. One more question for 8 points, kid. Of the following fuels, which 2 fuels did the Saturn V use? Liquid hydrogen, liquid nitrogen, or liquid oxygen?
Liquid hydrogen. Liquid oxygen.
You got it, kid. The first stage motors use liquid hydrogen. The other stages use liquid oxygen. That's 8 points. So you totaled 14 today, kid. All systems go, kid. Let's fly. When very massive stars like this one, many times bigger than our sun, burn up the last of their usable fuel, they sometimes explode, flaring up millions of times brighter than before. Now, for 8 points, kid, what are these exploding stars called?
Supernova.
Supernova, that's it, 8 points. Sometimes, after a star goes supernova, all that remains is a super dense little star that can pulse with energy. For 6 points, what are one of these little stars called?
Pulsar.
Right, a pulsar, 6 points. Sometimes we think a star might collapse and form an extremely dense object with gravity so strong that nothing, not even light, can escape from it. For 6 points, what is this corpse of a star called? Here's a hint, kid. From the outside, it looks like a totally dark void in space.
Black hole.
Black hole, that's right. 6 more points. You got them all right today, kid. 20 points. Today's quiz is about rocket propulsion. Let's take a trip down to the Kennedy Space Center at Cape Canaveral. Now that's what I call a rocket. It's named after one of the biggest planets in our solar system, and it was used to launch all the Apollo flights which landed on the moon. For 6 points, kid, what is the name of this rocket? The Saturn V to be precise. 6 points, kid. Now, for 8 points, kid, how many stories high would the Saturn V be if it was a building? 36 stories or 48 stories?
48.
48 stories? Not that tall. 36 stories is the correct answer. One more question for 8 points, kid. Of the following fuels, which 2 fuels did the Saturn V use? Liquid hydrogen, liquid nitrogen, or liquid oxygen?
Liquid hydrogen. Liquid oxygen.
You got it, kid. The first stage motors use liquid hydrogen. The other stages use liquid oxygen. That's 8 points. So you totaled 14 today, kid. Nice touch on those controls, kid.
Thanks, Bluegrass.
Hey, look out! Close call, huh? Gotta watch out for those pesky devils. They can really dent your fender. By the way, kid, for 3 points, what are they called?
Asteroids.
Asteroids, right, 3 points. And brother, you sure earned them. Here's a 4-pointer. What are asteroids probably made of? Stone, dust, metal, or ice? I'll give you a clue with this one, kid. There's more than one correct answer. That's right, kid. Stone and metal. And another 4 points. 7 points today. Not bad. Not bad at all. Uh-oh. What's that? Gotcha, kid.
That's not funny.
You're right, kid. I'm sorry. Being a space pilot is serious business, right?
No.
All systems go, kid. Let's fly. Set your course for 227, kid. We're going on an asteroid hunt. There are asteroids scattered all around our solar system, but most of them can be found orbiting the sun in one place, between Mars and Jupiter. For 4 points, what do we call this concentration of asteroids?
Asteroid belt.
Asteroid belt. Correct. 4 points. Now, for 7 points, how big is the biggest asteroid? As big as New York City? As big as Texas? Or as big as the moon?
Texas.
Texas. Absolutely correct. Add 7 points to your score. That's a total of 11 points. Way to go. Great score, kid. Hey, you're really getting to know your way around our solar system. Well, I'll see you tomorrow. Over here, kid. We need the computer hookup today because we're going to study 2 planets at the same time, Jupiter and Saturn. Just 2 questions today, kid, but they're both tricky, so stay sharp. When we look at Jupiter and Saturn from space, we're seeing only the tops of the clouds and their atmospheres. Now, if we traveled down through these clouds, what do you think we'd find? You get 10 points for the right answer. Would we find a solid surface, huge oceans, or more clouds all the way to the center?
Huge oceans.
That's the right answer. Huge oceans. 10 points for the whiz kid from the planet of mimes. Here's the second question for another 10 points. True or false? There are giant storms on Jupiter and Saturn where it probably rains ammonia instead of water.
True.
Right again. That's true. Another 10 points. Total 20 points. What a score. Well, I'll see you tomorrow. Now here's a real interesting constellation that's easy to spot, kid. Some people see the outline of a pretty big critter in the stars of this constellation. For 5 points, what is the name of this constellation? Big Bear, right, 5 points. Now you see this group of stars? It's easy to find, and it looks like a long-handled pot. For 3 points, what do we call it?
That's easy. Big Dipper.
The Big Dipper, you got it for 3 points. Nearby is another group of stars that also looks like a cooking pot, but it's smaller. For another 3 points, what is its name?
Little Dipper.
Little Dipper is right. That was almost too easy. 3 more points. 11 points today. You're keeping track of your total points, aren't you, kid? Good work. Well, I'll see you tomorrow. course for comet intercept. This comet is in orbit around the sun, and as it gets closer, its ice is heated up, creating a bright glow around the nucleus. Now for 6 points, what is this bright glowing area called? The coma, right, 6 points. This isn't just any comet, kid. You're looking at the most famous comet in history. It can be seen in the sky from Earth once every 76 years. For 4 points, tell me its name.
Halley's Comet.
You bet, it's Halley's Comet, 4 points. Now here's one for 10 points. If you had a broom big enough and you swept up all the material in the tail of Halley's Comet, which one of these would you be able to fill? A small suitcase, a football stadium, or the Pacific Ocean?
Pacific Ocean.
Oh, sorry, kid. That's the wrong answer. The correct answer is a small suitcase. The particles in the tail are pretty far apart. There's much less of them than you think. So your score today remains 10 points. Heads up, kid. This is how the sky would look if you were standing on a country road on Earth on a clear, moonless night. Now, for 5 points, about how many stars can be seen under these conditions with the naked eye? 100, 1,000, or 2,000? 2,000, that's right, 5 points. Now, take a good long look at the stars. When we look up at the stars, their light is not steady. It seems to rapidly dim and brighten. For 3 points, what do we call that? Twinkling is correct. 3 more points. Now, here's a tricky one, but you can score 4 points if you get it right. Can you name me a star that you can't see at night? Here's a hint. It's our daytime star. You got it. It's the sun. 4 more points on the scoreboard. That's 12 points today. Kid, you're a real star yourself. Star. You get it, kid? Star.